Hello and welcome back to the Master League with Manchester United on PES 2019. I'm Cultured Left Foot and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're brand new, why not hit that subscribe button? If you're enjoying the videos in this series, leave the like button and go and check out some of the other series I've done as well. But today we are facing Everton, which will be a very interesting game. We've had a few people away on international duty, so a few people might be unfit. But for a rivalry game, lots of people are up for it. David De Gea is flashing like he's up for it, but is also down, which is interesting. I think I'm going to start Romero because, well, we'll do this in the next page. Never do it on this page because then it sticks. Like next time you want to go in and change the team. So we'll do it on this page here. Yeah, pretty, we're starting to hit sort of a bit of form, which is useful, I guess. We'll put Romero in. We'll start Diop at the back with Alderweireld. We'll definitely be starting Eric Bailly in there as well because he's up and he's been playing well. I want to put Luke Shaw in, Kieran Tierney. We'll have Herrera, Weigl, Pogba's down, which is a bit annoying. I might give Fred a run out instead of Herrera. Icardi's good, Lukaku's good. Anyone out who's up for this more than Rashford? We could start Greenwood. Bit of a risk in a game like this though. Maybe we'll keep Rashford in there. I think we'll take Mata off the bench and we'll put Greenwood on the bench to give us a bit of a change. Jones can go on the bench as well instead of Alderweireld because he's up for it, and Herrera can come off, and we will put not too many options. We'll put Jesse Lingard on there. He actually did quite well when he came on in the last game, so that's how we're going to be lining up. It looks like they'll be in a 4-2-3-1, which will be an interesting formation. Lots of pace with Richarlison and Walcott on either wing. That's going to be quite dangerous. But it's at Old Trafford and it's Man United v Everton. Welcome to a very wet and rainy Old Trafford here. It's a rivalry game for Man United versus Everton, and the two teams are in the tunnel waiting to come out and waiting to perform in front of this Old Trafford crowd. Pogba again captains Man United in a pretty new formation that we're getting used to Vinko Peritin's team playing. Romero edges out David De Gea for this one. Jordan Pickford in goal for Everton. It's going to be a very tough game and a battle of red v blue. So to run you through today's lineup then, Man United look like this. Romero is in goal. Diego Dalot keeps his place at right back. In the middle is Issa Diop and Eric Bailly, and Luke Shaw at left back. Weigl partners Fred in the mirror with Herrera dropping out. Pogba starts in the attacking field role. Icardi, Lukaku and Rashford start up front, with plenty of pace and attacking talent on the bench as well. Everton line up with Pickford in goal, Coleman, Keane, Zuma and Digne at the back four. McCarthy partners Gay in midfield. Three attacking midfielders are Walcott, Sigurdsson and Richarlison, with Andre Lookman starting up front. Lots of depth in the Everton team as well. If substitutions are needed, then it's likely they will come on for both teams, as Gylfi Sigurdsson is a key player, as we know, for Everton. It'll be interesting to see how he does in today's game, which has gone underway as Man United kick it off at Old Trafford, with the Man United fans really expecting something here against a rival, an old rivalry, a foe like Everton. As you can see, Weigl there already slipping over in the wet conditions, as Man United aren't really going to change their tactic here. They're trying to build it up patiently but give it away. Sigurdsson gets a foot in and then looks to get away, and Diop's got to come over. He's pressured by two men here. Eric Bailly is one of them. It's laid back, played across, and Richarlison's there with a shot, and Romero makes the save. And an early chance for Everton as Man United tried to keep possession but just gave it away really poorly as it was brought through the middle here. McCarthy laid it back to Sigurdsson. He squared it to Richarlison. Took a touch to set himself up, and Romero with a very good save to touch it over the bar. And an early corner for Everton inside 5 minutes. Not the start Vinko Peritin would have wanted, as it goes into the box. Pogba tries to defend it, but Walcott can only head it over the bar, not threatening Romero's goal at all. Not really a clear-cut header. Pogba actually got back to him well and put him off jumping for it as it flew over the bar. And Romero, who is a bit of a surprise choice for today's game, replacing David De Gea, takes the goal kick along the ground towards Luke Shaw and lays it back to Eric Bailly. Again, Man United seem very happy to build it up patiently from the back as Issa Diop looks to bring the ball out. Pogba lays it back to Diop. Diop now comes forward with it again into Dalot. Diego lays it up the line to Icardi. Good patient build up from Man United. Fred just invites Eric Bailly forward this time, and here is Eric Bailly. He's got a lot of time and space. Pogba lays it in. It goes to Lukaku, who's laid it off to Eric Bailly, who's in and gets the shot off, and the centre back just carried his forward runs, kept going. Luke Shaw lays it into the path of Marcus Rashford, who goes back to Luke Shaw. just steadies himself, takes a touch, fires the ball in. Lukaku with the header and Jordan Pickford with a great save as Man United really piling on the pressure. Deleu's cross is blocked and then it's just hoofed away there, and Issa Diop gives it to Eric Bailly. Man United have given away in that early corner and it seems to have fired them up. Fred in to Pogba. Pogba just moves it on one more to Julian Weigl, signed from Dortmund in the summer. Icardi into Lukaku, back to Icardi. Icardi just fouled in the box. Is that a penalty? No, the ref says he got the ball, Lucas Digne. It didn't look like it. It looked very clumsy. But the ref has only given a throw into Man United, which is taken quickly. Deleu to Icardi. Lays that one back to Weigl. And it goes to Deleu, to Pogba. Lays it off to Fred, who takes a good little first touch. Gives it to Luke Shaw, who then takes a touch, dinks it into the box, looking for Lukaku on the volley, couldn't get his foot around it, and it goes past the post. But already Man United showing that their patient play is really going to work for them against this Everton team. Everton started well, but can't get into the game at the moment. About 15-20 minutes gone in the rain, and Man United find themselves on top, but without a goal. Still 0-0, as Pickford waves his troops forward. They go long looking for Lookman, and that should be Issa Diop's all day. Lookman actually wins the header, but it's covered well by Eric Bailly. And Weigl lays it out to the lot. Looks to put that one in towards Paul Pogba, who's just held off it by Sigurdsson, and that's something Vinko Priton will not be happy about. But Pogba has played a lot of football and doesn't get much respite in this team as the club captain. As it goes up, and Lookman turns really well, gets his shot off, and it's an easy save for Romero in the end, who pounces on it at the second attempt. Rolls it out to Diop. Up to Deleu again. He sees Icardi up the line and gives him the ball. Flicks that infield to Pogba. Pogba on one more to Fred. Fred into the feet of Rashford, who goes around the corner to Lukaku. Into Pogba. And Pogba just hounded out of it. Fred keeps the ball moving though. From side to side, Man United are happy just to keep this ball moving. Fred flicks it on one more to Pogba. Back to Fred. Out to Luke Shaw. Into Fred again. Fred sees the run of Pogba, but it's tracked well by McCarthy, but he went through the Frenchman to get the ball, and it's a dangerous free kick for Man United as Pogba wins it. Just managed to get his body in front. I'm not too sure. McCarthy got the ball. Probably shouldn't be a free kick as Pogba stands over it. Now Pickford has been derided by some for being a bit too short and not being able to get to the ball, but he doesn't need to get to that one because Pogba doesn't hit the target. Just a bit too much on it from the Frenchman, but hopefully just a sighter. And it's just coming up to half an hour gone, still 0-0. Man United are on top, but don't have anything to show for it as Lookman manages to position himself in front of Diop there just to get the ball as Luke Shaw comes away with that one. Lukaku looks to spin, turn, tries to play it into Icardi, didn't get enough on the pass, and it's a good header away as that's a good turn from Walcott. Up it goes to Lookman into Sigurdsson, and Everton are stroking the ball around nicely, but curse of the commentator, they play it out of play just as I say that and comment on their passing. Luke Shaw into Weigl. Weigl comes forward with it, takes the sensible option to lay it back, and Diop fires it into Icardi's feet, and Icardi lays it back into Fred. Fred sees the movement of Rashford up front. Rashford lays that into Pogba. Pogba just caught on the ball, but he's a lot of space here for Deleu as he just takes his time, weighs up a cross, in it goes, and I think it was Coleman at the back post. Luke Shaw then tried to eye himself up for a volley, and it goes back out wide, but Richarlison does his defensive duties well. Weigl just easily pushes the younger Lookman off the ball. Pogba, up it goes, Icardi flicks it on once more. Deleu just takes his time, looks to shape for a cross, and gave enough time for Coleman just to get back and block that as it goes back to Julian Weigl. Lukaku's calling for it in the box. He's picked out. There's the header, and Pickford makes a very easy save, and then tries to get Everton straight on a quick counter. McArthur picks up the ball from Walcott. It goes back out to the right hand side, up to Lookman. Sigurdsson has a bit of time and space on the ball. Picks out Walcott with a good ball. Fred puts him under pressure. Up it goes into Coleman, and there is Lookman, and Diop's got a good foot in, but it's come to Sigurdsson on the edge, who loves a shot. It's blocked, but it's fallen kindly, and Everton take the lead 1-0. Romero was diving for the shot from Sigurdsson, and Coleman has pounced to put Everton 1-0 up against the run of play, you have to say. really that Everton haven't offered too much since the early parts of this game. As Coleman here laid it to Sigurdsson, it was blocked. Romero was on the floor after Eric Bailly blocked that shot and couldn't get up quick enough to stop Coleman's shot. And Man United find themselves 1-0 down as Fred knocks it out to Diego Dalot, whose early pass just hits Richarlison. Lays it in to Pogba as he gets it back, and that's a very easy interception for Idrissa Gueye. Up to Richarlison again, Lookman. Everton now with a bit of spark behind them as Dalot has to cover this one and get back to cover that ball from Sigurdsson. As that will probably be the end of the game as Fred goes long looking for Rashford, and it is the end of the half, sorry. 1-0 to Everton away at Man United. Not what the Old Trafford faithful would want to see. Only 28% possession for Everton, but four of their five shots have gone on target. Only one on target for Man United, which was Lukaku's header. We'll have to see if Vinko Pritin mixes things up at half-time. No changes at half-time for either team, so it looks like Vinko Pritin is going to give these players another bit of time to show they can turn this around as Pickford goes long with the ball, looking for Lookman. Issa Diop puts himself in the way of it very well. Pogba up to Lukaku. Lukaku tries to just feed it into Icardi, but Zuma read it and managed to get a foot in that was ended up being a very good pass into the feet of MacArthur. Is now Coleman up to Sigurdsson for Everton. Played through to Lookman, dinked out wide towards Walcott. Fred puts in a good tackle and wins the throw. Goes up quickly towards Rashford, who knocks it back towards Pogba, and then Rashford just keeps possession well, drops it off to Fred, who again has a lovely turn, and Man United keep possession. Weigl lays that back to Diop, in towards Weigl again. It hits Pogba, unintended for him, and that gives Everton a chance to break as Lookman holds this one up. Back it goes to Richarlison, out to Digne, into Idrissa Gueye, up to Walcott, and Luke Shaw gets there and he's going to give away the foul. It goes through and it's played down the line to Coleman, into Sigurdsson, back to Coleman, the goal scorer. It goes in low towards Lookman, and Weigl gets back to tackle him very well, and there's a lot of space on the counter attack here for Rashford on the left hand side. He's got some pace, but it's covered very well by Michael Keane, and it goes upfield into Lookman. Lookman again tries to turn out to Coleman. Coleman into Sigurdsson, who bends it, and it goes just past the post. And Romero was diving and scrawling across his goal. I don't think he had it covered, and it was worked very well. Lookman here into, I think that's MacArthur, into Sigurdsson onto his left foot, tries to bend it, but it goes just past the post. And Man United aren't coping very well at the moment with being 1-0 down. They really need to work harder as Dalot has it. Comes forward, lays it off into Fred. Fred up to Pogba, who's just caught on the ball yet again. I think fatigue is catching up with the Frenchman, having played a good number of games for Man United already this season, as it goes up towards Lookman, and Issa Diop reads that well and lays it off. Fred back to Diop. Fred again into Pogba. Pogba tried to put it around the corner, but there was no one there, and I don't know what he was expecting for that one, as it's moved forward here with Richarlison. Lukaku gets back to try and do some defensive work. Two Everton players run into each other. Goes up the pitch, and it's just laid in. It's a well defended there again by Issa Diop. Pogba up to Fred. Fred lays it into Pogba. Pogba gets his shot off as it goes, and Pickford makes an easy save. That one there is again tries to get Everton on the counter attack quite quickly, as Walcott is tackled well by Shaw, but can't get on the ball. Coleman pounces on it and picks it up. Lookman spins in, gives it to Sigurdsson. It's headed well by Luke Shaw into Pogba. Pogba now comes forward. He's got Lukaku making a run. Pogba actually lays it into Icardi. Icardi goes out wide. Has he put a bit too much on that? Dalot keeps it in play but runs out of pitch, and it goes behind for a goal kick. The first sub of the game goes to Man United. Martial on, Rashford off. 1-0 down. They're going for a more pace up front. Could have left Rashford on and maybe taken Lukaku off, but I think they also want Lukaku's height just in case they have to go forwards crosses into the box, as Pickford goes long again and Diop wins that one. Weigl goes up towards Icardi, flicks it onto Lukaku, into Pogba. Pogba tries to feed it through into Icardi, who's going to benefit from Keane's slip, and he's fired that into the bottom corner. A lovely finish, and that all came from Michael Keane slipping over, but a good bit of fortune for Man United, who probably have deserved a goal in this. Lukaku into Pogba, and then Icardi ran through. Keane just slipped at the vital moment, got it onto his left foot and fired it low past Pickford, and that is 1-1 at Old Trafford, and just what Vinko Pritin would have wanted. So will Everton be able to get back into the game, or are they going to feel the pressure that comes with conceding a goal at Old Trafford as it goes up the line looking to Richarlison? Good tackle from Delo. It's still being played though as Lookman lays that back and could spin in behind. Man United get players back. It goes to Richarlison again, and Delo's got to get those legs working. Richarlison fires it in low, but that's easy for Romero to pick off, who looks to launch Man United on an attack straight away as they actually got back well to cover that one out. Walcott into Lookman, gets it back from Lookman. Walcott is fouled, referee plays the advantage. Up it goes looking over the top. That'll be easy for Diop to intercept that one. Delo into Fred, up to Eric Bailly. He's got Luke Shaw outside him, just uses him very sensibly, and Luke Shaw then looks to do a crossfield ball which is charged down by MacArthur and is kept in play. And now Eric Bailly has been caught slightly out of position. He's got to track back and he's coming over to try and get towards Lookman, and does eventually cover it very, very well indeed. But that's given away poorly. What a tackle that is from Issa Diop to make sure that there was no shooting opportunity for Sigurdsson. From that position he would more than likely score, but Man United are all over the place. And what's he given? The referee's given a penalty for a late challenge from Luke Shaw. Is it another contentious one? The Man United players surround the referee, absolutely gutting that. What happened here? Walcott just into the box. Luke Shaw's just caught him late on the shin. He goes down easy, and it's going to be Sigurdsson versus Romero. Sigurdsson steps up. Romero touches it onto the bar. It's cleared away and gone past the post. What a save that is from Sergio Romero. An unbelievable penalty save there. Romero, the hero of the minute, as Sigurdsson fired it on. Romero made such a good save, and then the rebound put past the post by Lookman. Unbelievable. Luke Shaw's picked up an injury as well at this point, so Luke Shaw won't be able to make it through the rest of the game with that tight hamstring. Tierney comes on to replace him as Romero's bailed Luke Shaw out of danger there, with keeping it at 1-1 with an absolutely fantastic penalty save, denying Sigurdsson as it goes into Fred, who tries to get Tierney involved straight away. Tierney with the ball, given lots of space to run into, just lays it off into Pogba's path. Icardi lays it back to Tierney, but just behind him, and he couldn't quite sort his feet out to get there. Diop wins a good header, gives it into Weigl, who lays it up to Pogba, round the corner to Lukaku, flicks it on once more, and Diego Dalot will get there. Can he just stand this up? He does, looking for Icardi, but he just didn't have enough to get there, as Fred now has to chase back and stop Lookman from turning, and Lookman does actually turn away from him. Walcott now, great tackle from Diop as Tierney comes forward again once more. He's got runners in front of him. One of them is Rashford, who lays it in to Lukaku on his right foot, has put it in the bottom corner. I don't think Pickford was expecting him to shoot then, and that is 2-1 Man United as Romelu Lukaku scores against his former club. A lovely finish on his right foot. Tierney drove through the rain here, laid it into Fred. Fred flicked it on one more to Lukaku, who just took that quick shot on his right foot, and I don't think Pickford was expecting it, and it's a wonderful, wonderful finish from the big striker as Fred just touched it round. Zuma caught out of position. Lukaku with a spin and a shot, and then a wonderful, wonderful finish and a good celebration to boot as well. So the game gets underway again, and that was scored in the 91st minute, right on the final full-time whistle. Lukaku with the winner against his former club as Everton led most of the majority of that game, and in the 73rd minute Icardi got the goal. In the 91st, Lukaku sums it up with a fantastic win against Everton. Vinko Peritin's men are hitting form at the right time, seem to have found a formation that really does suit them, but they'll still have some frailties they need to sort out, as Richarlison here went close early on. Romero forced into a good save, but possession wise Man United dominate at 57%, 8 attempts on target each, 8 attempts on goal, in the game each, 8 each, and 4 on target for United, 5 on target for Everton, but the final score is 2-1 Man United. So results around the ground, the Wolves maintain their place at the top of the table with a 1-0 win away at Watford. Chelsea beat Burnley 1-0, Arsenal's drum Liverpool 4-0 at Anfield. Man City beat Tottenham 2-0 at the Etihad, and Man United, as we saw, beat Everton 2-1. Bournemouth and Crystal Palace played out a boring 0-0, which will keep them both rooted to the bottom of the table. West Ham lost at home to 3-0 to Cardiff, which should get Cardiff out of trouble. Leicester and Newcastle drew 2-2. Brighton lost at home to Fulham 2-0, and Southampton beat Huddersfield Town 2-0. So the table looks like this: Man United up into 8th, Man City up into 6th, Wolverhampton still at the top with a 4-point gap above Leicester, Arsenal in 3rd, Liverpool in 4th, Chelsea in 5th. Down at the bottom of the table, Crystal Palace and Bournemouth are still rooted to the bottom of the table. Watford join them in the relegation zone. They're forced in because of Cardiff's win in that fixture. So all in all, a much better month this month. A 2-2 draw with Huddersfield, a 4-0 win against Bristol City, 1-0 win against Celtic, 1-1 draw with Newcastle, 1-0 win against Crystal Palace, and a 2-1 win against Everton. Lukaku with 4 goals in the month, which is good. Icardi finding his feet, scoring 3. No losses in the month, which is much better. Rashford tops the assist ranking with 3, and Lukaku is our best average rated player on a 7.4. It's all looking much rosier. In the team of the month, we get Icardi and Lukaku in one hell of a partnership up front, which is good to see. So next up will be Celtic in the Champions League again, hoping for a similar result when we got the win and beat them 1-0, which was very nice indeed. So thank you very much for tuning in. I'll see you for the next episode. All the links are in the description: Twitter, the Football Talk podcast, Discord, Patreon if you want to support the channel a bit more, and the merchandise store as well if you'd like to buy some Coldfish's Left Foot merchandise, such as a mug, a phone cover or a t-shirt. It's all very much appreciated. All the money goes back into helping the channel out. I've already said this on a previous video, but I have a separate bank account where I track all the money that comes in due to advertisement and merchandise sales and Patreon stuff. That all goes into a separate bank account, and I make sure I reinvest all of that back into the channel. But thank you so much for watching. For now, I'm out. Cheers.